everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Amber's World. If you are new here, welcome. I am so glad that you are here. I'm so glad that you found me. And if you are not new here, well, welcome back. Today is a new episode of the Black Heroes and Sheroes of Today interview series. This woman is undoubtedly one of the most amazing people I've ever met, and she's also one of the coolest women I've ever known. My awesome auntie Erica is just, not only is she just so fabulous and someone that I have always looked up to and admired, but she is just so loving and caring and really does have a heart for the community. Without further ado, I present to you Erica Jeffries.
Where are you from?
I am from Detroit. West Side, baby.
Yes, West Side with my mama.
Yep, went to Redford High School.
Wow. And so, yes, go deeper into your academic background for us.
So I went to Redford High School, graduated, and got a scholarship to go to a private college in California. It's crazy though. I think about it now and I wonder if I should have waited. I went and I got there and realized that I was going to school for something that I really didn't want to do.
Wow.
But I got a scholarship. So of course I wasn't going to, not go. And I don't regret my college experience. It was great. It prepared me to be an adult. I had to learn very quickly to be responsible and to take care of myself. I was 3,000 miles away. So I had to, there was no more, somebody else getting you up in the morning and make sure you went to class and all of those things. So I had to really learn how to be a responsible adult very quickly. And I found out, that there has to be a balance between studying and partying. My first semester, I almost lost my scholarship and I was like, okay, I have to get it together because I'm not making that phone call to my mother to say, oh, I lost my scholarship because I was partying. You make the adjustments, but I realized that I went to school for something that I didn't want to do. And if I had to do it over again, I might have waited. Just to kind of really figure out what I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? I don't knock college at all. My children are going to college, but they're going because they want to go. They made a decision that that's what they wanted to do. And so I think that it should be everybody having their own path. Whatever, that individual's path is, take it, do what you need to do. Discover what it is that you want to do. And then you go and you hone that skill, you get whatever knowledge and understanding that you need to have for it. But I am not just a proponent of you have to do that necessarily by going to college. And for us, growing up, that was just the natural progression. You went to high school. After high school, you went to college. But it all came full circle. And I had to, just go through life and determine and figure out exactly what I wanted to do. And I know that was helping people. And kind of came back to full circle with everything that I'm doing now with JCares.
Can you kind of break down to us, your journey to what was eventually became, JCares?
So, like I said, I think it was just me trying to figure out what it is that I was supposed to be doing. I think, we all go through that phase in our life was like, okay, why am I here? What am I supposed to be doing? And I realized that in every aspect of what I was doing, it was serving and helping people to some degree. But I needed to go deeper to figure out what it is I was supposed to be doing. And ironically, with JCares, it started because my son came home from school and asked me if he could take a lunch to school for one of his classmates. And so of course we started having a conversation about it, and he was like, yeah, she doesn't have, lunch to bring. And, because sometimes we can be so prideful, we don't even let the schools or the institutions that we're at know that there's a need. So of course that child wasn't getting free, lunch because we don't want to let anybody know that we having struggles and that we need help. So, of course, I was like, absolutely, you can take lunch every day if you need to. But it made me think, okay, if my child is encountering this, with one of his classmates, how many other people, how many other children are going through the same thing? And so I reached out to his school and realized that there was just a need for it. So it just it was birthed out of just wanting to help that one student, which catapulted into us doing things for the school and then branching out to help other schools. We connected with other schools, just realizing that there was a need. And it kind of went from there. And it was, then I think I realized that I just had a burden to just help my community, and to be there as a support for people who didn't have it. And I think that it was also a very good teaching experience for me to show my children, okay, this is real. This is something that's really going on. We're living, a good life. We have food, we have, clothes, we have shelter, we have provision. But there is a big need out here. And we decided to make it a family thing. So JCares is us, is me and my children. And, of course, now it has grown to all of the wonderful support with, volunteers and partnerships and people who just really see and believe in what we're doing. They've been supporting it. And with COVID hit, it was, okay, there's a need right now. And I want to go out and do something. And I didn't know what. But as I started hearing about so many children and even, senior citizens who couldn't get out of their homes to go and get food, it was like, okay, this is what we're going to do. So we decided to do bag lunches. And I literally got on the phone and just reached out to different sites in my neighborhood and said, hey, this is what we're looking to do. If there's a need, we would love to meet it. We would love to be there and to help and to support the community. It's my community. I live in, in the community. And I was like, okay, so why not start here? Yes, there's a need in Detroit, and yes, there's a need in other cities, but there's a need in Canton. There's a need in Westland. And sometimes we don't think about that. And for me, it was like, okay, yes, this is where I'm going to start. This is where I'm going to serve. And it kind of branched from there to grocery distributions. And so now every week we're out distributing groceries. And it's, everything is grab and go. They line up, we put everything in their vehicles, and it makes me feel good because not only am I helping others, but I get to hear people's stories. They talk to me and they share with me about why they got in that situation or what happened and, things. And so it kind of forms a bonding connection. So when I see people every week, it's like, hey, how you doing? And so it's good because there's a connection and there's ministry that's taking place even in us, just doing what we're doing.
And did you experience any difficulties in starting up a nonprofit?
Ooh. So I think for me, the biggest challenge was stepping out and doing it. The things that I have done probably in the past 8 months, I have been trying to do for years.
Wow.
But in the moment that I said, okay, I'm just going to step out and do it and not worry about how, resources are going to come or, whether it's going to work or it's not. I think it just took me stepping out. And I believe that whatever your purpose for, there'll be provision for it. And that's what happened. So, I stepped out. I decided that this is what I was going to do. And initially it was coming out of my own pocket. But, connections were made, partnerships were formed, people started supporting us. And it's really grown. And we're actually expanding and getting partnering with a different church in Westland. And we're getting ready to start doing that next week. So it's growing, it's expanding, and it's a good thing. I mean, the biggest things I just, I want to be able to help. There's a need. And as long as there's a need, we're going to keep doing it.
And I love it. And I'm so glad to hear about the growth of JCares. Isn't it weird how that works? How hard times can really challenge you,
yes,
but bring out the best in you in ways that you never thought. And so, do you have any advice for people who have a heart for, developing a nonprofit and having an organization that's where the heart is community service?
Yeah. So I feel like with anything, man, the most important thing is just to do what you love. Do what you love, because I think that will give you the drive to keep going when things get difficult, because you're going to run into challenges. You are going to run into, obstacles. But if you can go back to the why, I think that just helps keeps you focused, and knowing that you can't do it all by yourself. I think for a long time, I had an issue with asking for help, and you have to fight past that pride, and realize that you can't do everything. Where I am strong in an area somebody else may not be, but where I'm weak or deficient, that's not my strong suit, somebody else is. And so you have to get to a place where you recognize that you have to have people that you allow to come in and help you, that are going to add value to what you're doing. And as long as they have the same heart of you and what you're trying to do, then it benefits everybody.
I think we can pretty much end it there. However, I'm sure before we go, we must do the rapid fire round.
Rapid fire.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, so I know that you are a fashionista, specifically love shoes. You already.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, you already. Okay, so with that said, you have to choose between one brand of shoe, one designer.
Okay.
And I know you know practically all of them. So are we going to choose Jimmy Choo, or are we going to choose Valentino?
Oh, girl. I think I'm going to say Jimmy Choo.
Okay.
Jimmy Choo.
I feel like Jimmy Choo does have a little bit more variety in like style, versus Valentino is a very specific type of style. It's going to have a very, very specific touch. Okay. You are, and I'm just going to ask this. This would become one of my favorite questions to ask. I just, it warms my heart every time. You were at Thanksgiving. You can only choose one side. You cannot consume the other. So, with that said, are you going to choose the macaroni and cheese? Or are you going to choose the dressing?
Oh, mac and cheese, hands down. Mac and cheese. No question. Yes. Mac and cheese. Mac and cheese all day.
Yes, because you know what? If you're really going to do it, you got to do it. And mac and cheese is like the essential. It's like, how can you have Thanksgiving without macaroni and cheese?
You cannot. You cannot.
I don't eat macaroni and cheese, but I'm eating somebody's macaroni and cheese on Thanksgiving. Period.
Yes. You cannot have mac and cheese. You cannot have Thanksgiving without mac and cheese. You can't do it.
So, you have a day to do whatever you want to do. So you have to choose between a spa day or a shopping spree. And yes, it's on someone else's dime.
It's on someone else's dime?
It is.
Oh, I'm shopping. I'm shopping. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Well, Auntie Erica, thank you so much for giving me a moment of your time. I know it was a toss-up between schedules. I know it was a toss-up between schedules, but I'm so glad that we found an opportunity to really sit down and talk. And I'm so happy to be able to really understand, your thought process behind JCares and just seeing how it has grown. And I will definitely be linking below all information about JCares so that people can know where to donate, where to contribute, and what to be looking out for.
I appreciate it. I am honored that you chose me.
Yeah.